The next topic is compare and contrast approaches to goal setting and planning. Planning is what? Planning is the process of uh, deciding the goals and uh, deciding how best to achieve them. So it is a combination of goals and plans. Plans are documents that outlines how the goals will be achieved. There are two types of plans: financial and strategic. Financial are those which are related to financial aspects like revenue, um, expenditures, profit, etc. The planning of that, and maybe financial planning regarding how the finances will be arranged, either through debt or equity or what, or the combination of both. That is financial planning. Strategic plans are other than financial plans, and that could be um, related to customer satisfaction, could be related to employees development, could be related to some technical plans, extension of plants, etc. All these are strategic plans. Organizations may have stated goals, but their real goals may be other than the stated goals. Uh, they the organization goal may state that it has a respect for the environment, uh, but in reality the organization is doing the opposite. So it is like politicians, they say something but do something else. So it is possible that the organizations may have some stated goals, but in reality they are following some other goals. Traditional goal settings. Now we will discuss, there are two ways to set the goals. One is the traditional goal setting, which is coming from the top management, and another is managed by objectives, MBOs. It's called MBOs as well. Traditional goal setting is done from the top level. The top management decide about the goals and objectives, and then these goals are translated downward to made as sub goals in the divisions and then departments and finally to the individuals. If the goals at the top level are decided in a vague manner, such as increase the profit or make a lot of profit, such type of vague goals will be translated according to the understanding of the lower management, that how they interpret those making a lot of profit. Management by objective is more of a participative decision making, in which not only the top management is making the decision, but it is a participative decision making which employees or the lower management is involved in decision making. They are also goal specific. The goals are measurable, and they are specific goals, and they have explicit time period that when these goals will be achieved, and also it has a performance feedback. Management by objective can be explained with the help of this example. Let's say a sales manager has two salesmen, one in Al Khair area and another in Al Khud area. Manager will sit with these salesmen and set the target, and that will be mutually agreed upon, that how much, for example, units will be sold in coming 3 months. So let's say that the salesperson agrees with the sales manager that he will be able to sell 1,000 units in Al Khair area. The Al Khud area salesman agreed with the manager that he will be able to sell 800 units. Now let's say after 3 months, the salesperson in Al Khair area is able to sell only 800 units, whereas the Al Khud area salesman is able to sell 900 units. Now from here, their performance can be evaluated easily and feedback can be given. The person who didn't achieve the target, he has some explaining to do, whereas the person who has overachieved his target may be given some bonus or reward. So you can see over here that the goals are mutually agreed upon, the targets are measurable, and there's a specific time period, 3 months let's say, and there is a performance evaluation or performance feedback is there. So these are the characteristics of management by objectives. So if I may repeat, the management by objective is goal specificity is there, participative decision making is there, and explicit time period is there, and performance feedback goes with that. Something about well-written goals. The well-written goals are written in terms of outcomes rather than actions. And these outcomes are measurable and quantifiable. There is a clear time frame. The goals should be challenging yet attainable. And of course, they should be written down and conveyed to all necessary organizational members. Here are some of the steps in goal setting. When setting the goals, the organization missions and employees' key job tasks are reviewed. The resources are evaluated, which means you are looking at the environment, even the outside environment, the external environment should also be looked at when the goals are realistically set. Then determine the goals either individually or with the input from others. Make sure goals are well written and communicated to all who need to know. And there should be a built-in feedback mechanism to assess the goal progress. So these should be measurable so that they can be compared, and then a feedback can be given or an action could be taken. And there should be rewards to goal attainment. There are two types of plans. We can say that there are strategic plans and tactical plans. Strategic plans are long-term plans and they are directional and they are used once maybe, but they can be revised every once or two after every 1 or 2 years, or depending on the situation. Strategic plans are done at the top level. Top management do the strategic planning, and they are long term and they are directional, which means they are flexible also, that they can change. They give the direction, but they are also flexible. The tactical ones are operational plans. They are short term, they are specific, and they are standing, which means that they are used on ongoing basis and revised on ongoing basis. So we said that strategic plans are normally done at the top level. As you can see from this diagram here, that most of the strategic planning is done at the top level, whereas at the lower level and the lowest level, the operational planning is done. So the strategic plans are made at top level and the operational plans are then trying to achieve the strategic plans. which is done by middle management and the first level managers. Approaches to planning. Now, the traditional approach is from top down. Planning is done entirely by top level managers who may be assisted by a formal planning department, and development by organizational members involves the input of organizational members at the various levels and in the various work units who participate in developing the plans to meet their specific needs, as we discussed, like management by objectives. The next topic is discuss contemporary issues in planning. And there are two contemporary issues. One is that planning in dynamic environment. When the environment is changing and uncertain, then the plans are made more flexible. They are they can change. They give just the roadmap. The final destination may change, and that is planning in dynamic environment, because you cannot fix yourself, as the environment is always is in a constant change. Therefore, the plan should also be flexible so that they can easily be changed. Another contemporary issue is environmental scanning because the better you do the scanning, internal and external scanning, the better you can make your plans. One of the thing in environmental scanning is competitive intelligence, to understand what the competitors are up to, what are their strategies, and what if they have these strategies, what will be our counter strategies. So that is competitive intelligence is gathering the information what the competitors are doing, and this gathering of information is not illegal if it is done in a legal way, which could be done by looking at the ads our competitors are making, the reports they are filing to the government, the industry reports, their annual reports can be looked at, their want ads can be checked, and what people are talking about, the media is talking about, all these things, different informations gathering, different information gathering. After gathering those information, the competitive intelligence is done and looked at that what competitors are coming with those strategies, and the counter strategies are made accordingly, so that you are in a better position, or the organization is in a better position to compete. And this ends the our lecture.